Chapter 70 Harvest Festival. What the hell? What the hell is that fiend? Seeing the chaotic dance of light and recognizing its danger, Rahim lay hiding inside a carriage. The monster city was still surrounded by the barrier and nothing unusual was reported by his men. So whence has this monster come from? The Saint Knight's barrier, even an inferior one, should have protected against entry from high-ranked monsters. At the very least, had one entered or left, they would have been notified nonetheless. With a little thought, it was clear that the monster mercilessly slaughtering his men before him cared little for things like barriers. The Blood Shadows squad he borrowed from Cardinal Nicholas dispersed into hiding and were observing the situation. As expected of them, like Rahim, they were all pretending to be corpses. As this how it is, he lamented the inadequacy of his report. When asked regarding reinforcements, He firmly turned them down. After all, while they were declaring war on the city, they rampaged a bit and were able to cut down the only powerful demon, a woman among them. Nor was there any retaliation. So this war should have went smoothly underneath the barrier, thanks to the battle barriers set up by the Western Saints Church. 1,000 division. Every member of the army could be considered to be ranked, but at the very least, it would unimaginable for them to have to go all out. The monsters fleeing the city should have been easily exterminated by the Kingdom's Knight alone, so he decided to reject Sakaguchi Hinata's offer. But even if she had come, could she protect him against this? That suspicion filled his head, and he hastily dismissed it. There's no way. Sakaguchi Hinata is the strongest existence. How could she fall for a mere monster? The moment he thought that, silence enveloped the battlefield, as if freezing rain falling on his back, fear overtook his heart. What the hell happened? Those screaming in pain or crying out of fear, why have they suddenly turned silent? At that moment, oh, look, survivors. Merrily saying these words was a young girl, or perhaps a young lad whose voice is yet to change. Survivors, she says, but before he could realize that the words were directed at him and the blood shadows, he felt an intense pain coursing through his body. When both of his arms and legs were cleanly burned off, he finally beheld their demonic friend. At this point, he could no longer run away nor retaliate. All Rahim could do was pray to his God. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. You need skill, heartless one, huh? Nah, I'm pretty heartless. Hehe. Fear towards me is one thing, but when their hearts break, I can activate the skill. In other words, at that moment, my enemy's souls are in the palm of my hand. They live and die by my will alone. Even if I let them go, should they choose to rebel again, I can erase them that very moment. And this field trial has shown it works even on enemies who are escaping. It targets anyone I recognize as an enemy. In this case, the entire army I saw from the sky was a target. I had intended the complete genocide, yes, but even so, I had expected a few of them to run away. Well, thanks to Quartus One, problem solved. I didn't think I could put the skill to use, but I guess I can. It is certainly one desired by rulers who intend to rule with fear. In the future, all I have to do to end a conflict is to break my enemy's spirit. Oops, magic perception is picking up something. 13 men. The fact that they survived means their spirits aren't broken yet. Of course, that excludes the king. 13 people still intending to fight. Could any of them perhaps belong to the Blood Shadows who attacked the city? For now, to prevent escape, let's burn their feet off with Megiddo. By the way, that there are many people whose legs I blown off, hands I burned off, or heads I pierced. In short, they are a very scattered bunch. My, what should I do? Magic perception is getting overloaded, and I am beginning to feel dizzy. Ah, I did hear that evolution was about to start, so I guess I'm going to lose my consciousness. Ranga, are you there? I await your command, my master. There he is. Ranga jumped out from within my shadow, without intending to hinder me, but in case something unforeseen happened, he was on standby. Good. Ranga gathered up his field and bring them into the city. Ranga, gather up this filth and bring them into the city. Do not kill them. I am returning there ahead of time. I'll let Yomo know, so hand them over to him. What about those who have escaped? I thought for a minute. 3 men escaped. Normally, Ranga would easily be able to win, but they are at least play around. If they work together, it might be dangerous to send Ranga out alone, but I have no desire to let them go. I'll send someone else after them. Upon capture, I'll leave them at your disposal. I'll leave to serve. Confirming Ranga's answer, as if taking a break, I began gathering my power and started hiding my summoning ritual. As an offering, I will use the corpses under my feet. I had considered eating them, but I doubt there are any useful abilities among them. The blood shadows will have not to suffice. I don't know what kind of demon I will summon, but considering that it probably won't be able to materialize as long as it's of some use, I'll be happy. That is, as long as it can hunt down escaping fools. I prepared my meal. Come forth, demon, and serve me. What appropriate words I know. Choose. I wonder if the demons will be satisfied with the offering. Just as I was thinking that, 3 demons appeared. Considering the past greater demon, which was rank 8, they are inferior compared to Blood Shadow troops. With that in mind, I had intended to summon 30 of them, but only managed 3. Hey, are you telling me 15,000 corpses were worth only this much? Well, I did the war there, so maybe, no good. Since coming to this world, this is the first time I'm feeling such intense desire to sleep. My head is spinning. Hey, you guys, there are 3 escaping fools. Capture them alive and bring them to my subordinate Ranga. I said, as the dizziness became unbearable and I began to lose my consciousness, I must reach somewhere safe. The demons behind me. We are honored to serve our first order. This grand offering you have bestowed upon us fills our hearts with endless joy. It is but an easy task. O forthcoming Dark Lord, can expect to be later put to use by you. That. The express stretched a greeting, but my consciousness was quickly waning. We shall talk later. First, prove that you can be put to use. Go, I said and transferred back to Tempest to bypass the barrier. I had prepared a magic circle in advance. It worked. Benimaru rushed over to me, so I had time to take a message for Yumo. And sitting down at the place we prepared beforehand, I lost consciousness. That deep sleep I fell into was the first time I was completely unconscious since coming to this world. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. When Rimuru had gone off to battle, the city split between those who worked to keep up the barrier and those who were in their knees praying. The former gathered in the center. Since the barrier dispels magic energy, they worked hard to increase it even a little bit. Everyone was busy dutifully fulfilling their roles. In the center lay the bodies of Sean and the others, preserved by a barrier. In the very center stood the magic circle Rimuru had prepared, and shrine that they had built to welcome the coming of a new demon lord. Surrounding all this was the group maintaining the barrier. Shun was among them too, along with Milan, who volunteered to help. Shuna thought Rimuru seemed to worry about the fact that he used to be a human, but that was but a trivial fact. For Shuna, all that mattered was a connection to her partner's soul, which would put her mind at ease. It willed her endless euphoria and complete satisfaction. If she were to lose Rimuru, she would definitely go mad. Rimuru-sama, we would be happy even if we had perished, as long as you continued living. But Rimuru-sama, losing even one of us throws your soul into such discord, she murmured. Benimaru nodded at these words, showing his complete consent. It is possible for the kind-hearted Umaru's character to change during his transformation. If so, when you become a demon lord, please spare us a violent character. They prayed for this not to pass. Benimaru, Soe, Hakuro, and Kurobe were on standby. By Rimaru's command, that should he turn into a mindless beast, demon lord, that they dispose of him quickly. That's the only outcome they hoped to prevent. It's because you're always sleeping. Sean, wake up already. That whisper was more of a prayer than anything. The one they prayed to was not any god, but a simple monster, one who had never betrayed their expectations and who would certainly deliver again. So they believed, and then announcement, individual, Rimuru Tempest, the transformation into Demon Lord Harvest Festival shall now commence. Upon its completion, related monsters shall be blessed with a gift. Every monster that had gathered in the city heard the voice of the world. Seems that Rimuru was successful at destroying the invading force. In that case, it is now their time to shine. Brace yourselves, our master has emerged victorious. It is our turn now. Benimaru's voice resounded throughout the city. The city came alive. Rimuru could not have been crushed by losing Sean, and as planned, Rimuru will be returning as ordered. They were to let Rimuru rest. Upon reuniting, they decided on a code, just in case Rimuru had showed up as a mere beast. Now then, how's Sean's cooking? I asked. Got it, it's horrible, is the response. Who the hell thought up this crap? Rimuru sleepily said. His head no longer spinning out of drowsiness, he nurtured the complaint with a little force behind it. The one who had thought of it was Benimaru, of course. He had not forgotten that she had forced a new recipe on him before. So if she were to wake up with a complaint, yet another wish she made to Rimuru. If only things went according to plan, Benimaru and the rest desperately worked to bring the plan to fruition, completely forgetting the words. The gifts were coming to them as completely out of their mouths. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Rimuru fell into deep slumber, his consciousness slipping from his fingers. He could no longer maintain the human form and reverted to being a slime, failing to reach the darkness he was in. Announcement: the transformation into a demon lord. The harvest festival has begun. Body reconstruction has begun, transforming into a new species. Confirmed. Race transforming from slime into demon slime. Successful. All parameters have been greatly increased. Ability to freely change between material and spiritual body has been added. Species. Abilities are decomposition, absorption, endless regeneration. Furthermore, with regards to acquired resistances, new ones have been added. Physical attack nullification, natural effects nullification, status change nullification, spiritual attack resistance, holy magic resistance. Reconstruction has granted the following skills. Now, with regards to daily skills, magic perception, heat detection, super olfaction, auditory perception, demon lords and vision have been added. End of script. Evolution has been completed, and being but the concept of a unique skill without having any self-awareness, but for the sake of serving its master, great sage desired to evolve. Announcement: additional evolution shall be attempted. Attempting to evolve great sage, failure. Attempting again, failure. Attempting again, for what seemed to be an eternity. Integrating unique skill shape shifter, success. Unique skill great sage has evolved into wisdom lord Raphael. After attempting a million combinations, finally a result. The harvest festival bestowed upon it such a gift, the ability to evolve a skill to what this world knew as the ultimate skill. That was something thought to be nearly impossible to occur. After many failed attempts, such was the result. That was something desired by the skill in order to fulfill its master's requests. But as a mere concept, it felt no joy. It did feel sympathy, however, but for it to feel sympathy and not joy, with the newfound ability, it went to work on its master's request, but to fulfill it, perhaps, again, evolution resumed. Gluttony integrated with Heartless One, and thus evolved into gluttonous King Beelzebub, in order to fulfill its master's request. Thus, while Rimur's consciousness was shrouded in darkness, in order to fulfill his wish, his skills evolved in silence. But the harvest festival did not end there. The gifts Rimuru would bestow were granted to every soul he was related to. That was the festival that accompanied the evolution, a festival where a demon lord species evolved into the true Mao. The festivities have only begun. Few true Mao existed in this world. Evolving into such was for a demon lord as difficult as for a normal person to evolve into a demon lord. Among the 10 demon lords, only 4 were true Mao. Even those who have lived for many aeons were not guaranteed such status. Or disaster would have become such, but was stopped in the middle of his transformation. Thus the demon lords watched each other in hopes of preventing others from evolving above them. And now a new true Mao has been born among them, and an event which will destroy the balance of power and bring chaos to their ranks. End of chapter 70.